On tap, Steadfast Sorghum Pale Ale. Hi, I'm James Knott, and this is your Better Beer Authority. Today we are talking about a beer with a twist. It's gluten-free. Sorghum Pale Ale from the Steadfast Beer Company in Albany, New York. This beer is brewed under contract by the Paper City Brewery in Holyoke, Massachusetts. Most brewing grains like barley, wheat, and rye contain gluten, which some people have to avoid. Sorghum is gluten-free and is used along with molasses, white sorghum syrup, and invert sugar to brew a beer that comes in at 6.8% ABV. 40 IBUs come from Columbus and Cascade hops. They also dry hop the beer with Cascade, which the brewery says gives the beer floral and citrus aromas. This beer is available in 12 and 22 ounce bottles and is for sale in New York and at brewcrewstore.com. This beer was sent to us by Chad Polenz of Chad's Beer Reviews because he is a friend of the brewer. Thanks, Chad. We really appreciate it. Now it's time to go to the guys and see what they think of it in a blind taste test. Today we have Jeff Renz joining us here in the studio. He's a local home brewer. And Jeff, is there anything unexpected about the flavor here?
I think on the flavor side, James, I'm getting a big hit of some Belgian yeast in there.
Okay.
It's all unexpected because I don't know what it is. But yeah, that's the first thing I pick up in it. And having said that, then I think more toward the end of it, I get that sour hit off of it.
Yeah.
So the Belgian sour kind of thing is where I'm headed.
That's kind of what it reminds you of.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, based on your comments, you had some time to test it out earlier. I mean, there's definitely something about this beer that's kind of throwing you guys for a loop. You can't quite put your finger on it. Joby, this beer is dry hopped with Cascade. Are you getting much aroma on this one?
Not at all. We were just talking that it hardly has any nose on it at all. Like, you really have to pull deep to get anything out of it. So when you tell that it's dry hopped, it's hard to believe. I mean,
yeah, it's a big surprise.
Yeah. So you'd recommend a little more dry hopping?
Me personally, yes, I love hops.
How would you describe this beer in like your initial, like if you were going to describe this beer to someone, Scott, how would you describe it?
It's a very, I guess, drinkable beer, low carbonation, almost seems like kind of like a cider, but less carbonation with, again, sour, almost sour apples, maybe a farmhouse or a saison, but not quite. There's something different about it, almost like it was dry hopped or, I guess, fermented with green apple peels. I think we were talking about green apples earlier, but something's in there that's fruity and giving it a little bit of a sour bite.
Well, I'll give you guys a big clue here. There's no barley, there's no wheat, there's no rye. It's made with sorghum. It's a gluten-free beer. So the person who made this felt like a lot of the mass-marketed gluten-free beers weren't very flavorful, wouldn't really appeal to like a craft beer drinker. So for a gluten-free beer, like if this was like your option, Jeff, for drinking beer, I mean, are you going to go here? Like, does it taste enough like beer to you? Does it feel like beer when you're drinking it?
Yeah, I think it's got plenty of flavor. I think it'd be a good option if that's all I have. If I'm gluten intolerant, I don't have too many options, and I think this would be a good one. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, do you feel like it's a well-balanced beer?
Well, I'll throw some more hops in there for me, James. You know, that's just the way I am. But
yeah, Joby, was that initial sorghum taste, was that off-putting to you at first, or how has that changed over time?
Yeah, I mean, for me, when I drink this, like Scott was saying, it's real sour and bitter to me, and I can't say that I ever had sorghum or even know what it is. So I can't really speak to if that's what it's supposed to taste like or not. But for me, for the common man out there, it's kind of sour and medicine-y taste. I'm almost like, you know, you're drinking some medicine, cough syrup or something like that. So for me, the aftertaste or the finish it's a little off-putting and it just makes you wonder what's in it.
What if you had, I think it's celiac disease.
It is, yeah.
But what if you had that and this was your only beer option?
Start drinking, buddy.
I think I'd start drinking gin.
Well, of course. I mean, if I was a beer drinker and I was gluten-free and had that, you know, disease, or I guess, is it a disease?
It's called celiac.
Okay. Then, you know, I would drink this and keep my eyes open for other gluten-free offerings, because, you know, there's got to be something else out there.
It's got Columbus and Cascade hops, so they're going for like a piney, citrusy
I've had other
flavor.
I've had other gluten-free beers, and they're awful. So this one definitely is one of the better ones that I've tasted before. I can't tell you the brands, but I can tell you that I've had a couple of others.
How does this compare to the other gluten-free
This
beers?
is head and shoulders above the other gluten-free beers, because the other ones did not have anything like this. It really was like tasting, I mean, it was just, they were sweet. I don't know if they were overdoing it with whatever ingredients they're using, but they definitely didn't have the bitter bite that this has. This actually has some, like you said, a little nose to it.
Have any of you had Tweezen Ale from Dogfish Head, which is also gluten-free?
Yeah, Tweezen's a good beer. I mean, we've had Tweezenal.
Like, what would you take this or Tweezen?
I'd take this because I thought Tweezenal was too sweet, personally. I didn't like it.
Did you had it?
If I did, I don't remember it.
Well,
it was
we
sweet.
enjoyed it.
If you say so, James.
It's the day of beer that we got when we were in Rehoboth.
Okay.
Literally, they had bottled it that day and he
That
handed it to
day.
us. We had
Right,
it that night.
right.
And it's, I mean, it was a good beer. It's just not.
Not your jam.
Yeah, exactly.
Right.
This one,
Not
though,
your
has a little bit more bitterness to it.
All right, let's get some ratings. Jeff,
6, James.
6. So you would go back to this, or what's your big picture on this?
I would drink more of it. I wouldn't search it out.
Okay. Okay. Joby?
I am a step below Jeff. I'm at a 5. James, like I said, if this was all that was available and I was gluten-free or had that disease and this was all that was available, I would drink it. Otherwise, I probably won't seek this out later, but if we were at a party and it was a gluten-free party, this was the beer choice, I'd party down.
I love gluten-free parties.
I'd spike it. I'd spike it with gluten beer and see what happens afterwards.
Roll the dice.
Watch the chaos.
There we go.
Mix in some rogue barley. Scott, what's your big picture on this one?
I think it's good beer. I think it's one that I wouldn't go to every time, but I can see drinking this every once in a while. On a nice hot summer day, I can see this as being a refreshing beer because it's not as heavy as some of the others that are out there and pretty smooth. And I don't like overly carbonated beers, and this one seems pretty good. And I like the bitter bite to it as well. So I think if someone is a hophead and randomly they find out they have celiac disease, which can happen, this is probably a good alternative to standard beers. So I give it a 6.
All right. Steadfast. Oh, I forgot to reveal it to you.
Let's find out.
There we go.
There you go, guys.
Steadfast.
Sorghum.
Here,
That's about
why don't you each have a bottle?
So who makes that?
These guys are
Steadfast Beer
crazy.
Company.
Steadfast Beer Company.
Now that you guys have
What's the
seen the
setting
bottle, they're kind of going for an American Pale Ale, maybe an India Pale Ale, 40 IBUs. I mean, any thoughts about any of it?
I mean, I think it's in line with the Pale Ale family. I mean, I think we were kind of all around that, same Saison or Farmhouse, but you know, I can get Pale Ale characteristics out of this beer. You know, it's got the little softer hop side to it, like Pale Ales do. Not quite a
Kind of American Pale Ale, though. I don't know about, you know what I mean? Like, not just Pale Ale.
Right, right. But I mean, it's
super
good.
bitter.
It's an okay beer if you're
Celiac.
celiac.
That disease. If you got that
If
disease.
you are looking for celiac-friendly beers,
We're going to get you like a little ribbon to tie around your arm from now on every episode. And you can go, this is for all you disease people, celiackers.
Steadfast Sorghum Pale Ale gets a 5.7 on the BBA scale. That's what we think. What's your favorite gluten-free beer? Let us know in the comments section. Thanks for watching. I'm Jimmy Knott, and this is your Better Beer Authority.
Better Beer Authority, Better Beer Authority, Better Beer Authority.